Let's talk about the buildings. One of Rockefeller's architects, Walter K. Harrison, was appointed Director of Planning, and he was assisted by 10 other architects from around the world. Now, the General Assembly building is more interesting from the inside, but the Secretariat is a classic from the out. It was radical at the time, all aluminum, glass, and marble. There are no setbacks. It rises straight up with 2,000 tons of Vermont marble and green tinted glass from top to bottom. There are 5,400 windows and it's 39 stories. There are 3 levels below ground that house a firefighting unit and a refrigeration plant for air conditioning, because the sun shining through those windows can make it a toasty place to work. Now let's take some questions from the home viewer. It's not that tall. Okay, well, because of limited acreage and all the people who work here, they have to build into the sky. That's the story up and down Manhattan. If you think about it, there are 18 acres that make up the United Nations, but in the Secretariat building alone, there are 20 acres of office space. Next. That's a very interesting question. Because 5,000 people commute daily to the Secretariat building, they wanted to give people easier access to the transit along 42nd Street. But more interesting, Manhattan schist, the rock that holds up the New York City skyscrapers, is right below ground at the southern part of the UN campus. There is no Manhattan schist in the northern end because that used to be Turtle Bay. The bedrock is 60 feet below sea level, hence the lawn on the north part of the campus at 46th Street. Well, besides giving nice views of the city and the East River, if the Secretariat building ran east-west, the tall building would cast a shadow over all of the UN grounds. It's a French word. It means administrative offices of a government organization. No. Okay, last question. The art at the UN. Most of the 192 member states have donated a piece of art to one of the 25 or so UN buildings around the world. There have also been commissions and acquisitions, most notably the Chagall window here at the UN headquarters in New York. The art ranges from mosaics to paintings, from relics of antiquity to work by some of the most famous painters of the 20th century. One of the most popular stops on the UN tour is at the US gift, which is the Golden Rule, a 25,000 tile mosaic after the painting by Norman Rockwell. But Luxembourg comes through with one of my favorites, Carl Friedrich Reutersward's Non-Violence, the handgun with the barrel tied in a knot. And 2 others are on the grounds of the UN. This one's been covered for a few years, but is now visible again from the street. It was a gift by the Soviet Union in 1990. It's called Good Defeats Evil. By Zurab Tsereteli, it represents a contemporary St. George killing the dragon. It's 40 tons, 39 feet high, and it commemorates the 1987 signing with the US of the INF Treaty. The dragon's body consists of parts of a Soviet intercontinental ballistic missile and an American Pershing II missile. Next.